Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our lesson today. I'm Mrs. Johnson, and we are going to have a great lesson today. I'm going to share our agenda, and then we will dive into it. Okay, so for today, we are going to work on our tricky word review, which we have done some tricky words, so I'm going to put some on the board and I want you guys to kind of tell me what you think they are. Then we're doing consonant sounds, whereas the last lesson we did vowels. This lesson we're going to do consonants. Then we're going to do double letter spelling, so I'm going to show you something new that we haven't really discussed. Then we're going to do the sound that we hear and the way it's spelled. Then we're going to do a reading of the fish and do some question and answering on that. So let's get started. Okay, first for our tricky word review, I want you guys to tell me what this word is. Think about it and let me know what it is, because it doesn't look the way it sounds. That's why it's tricky. Okay, so remember, it sounds like how this is spelled. So it is who, who. That's one of the tricky ones. Then we also have this word. What does this word say? All right, let's try it. It is pronounced the. So it sounds like T-H-U. The, the. But it's spelled T-H-E. We went over that one before, and we're going to do one more. Let's see. What sound is this word? So we're not using this as the letter because it is the letter A, but what is the sound of this word? It's A. Very good. That's why it's tricky, because the sound of the letter A is ah, so you attempted to say ah, but when you're writing it in a word like cat, you say like as in you. Very good. You guys are going to be masters at tricky words and knowing how to say them to the point they won't be tricky anymore because you'll know them. Okay, whoops, we're all coming apart. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So we are going to work on consonants. So one example, well, first, what is the difference between a consonant and a vowel? You guys know this one. Okay, so a vowel, let's go over that one. A vowel is A, E, I, O, and U. And all of those sounds have our mouths open. So consonants have our mouths closed. Very good. So one example of a consonant is the letter B. When we see B, we make the sound B. B. So I want you to give me a few more examples of consonants, sharing the name and the sound. So shout some out and I'll write them on the board. S. S is a consonant because it makes a sound. What about the letter C for consonant? Is that a consonant? Yeah, because it's our mouths aren't open for that one. All right. And then what about, we'll do one more. D. D is also a consonant. Very good. Okay. So consonant sounds are made with parts of the mouth touching, like we said, b, b, or momentarily. So momentarily means like for a quick second, closed. So when we say our mouth is a little closed, for D, d, our mouth is momentarily closed. For B, b, it is also closed. Okay? And also the flow of the air leaving our mouth, so when the air comes out of our mouth, is slowed. So it's either like calms down or it's stopped. So when we say k, the air is immediately cut. When we say b, it's momentary, or it's a slow leaving the mouth. And same with S. Okay? So most words contain consonant sounds. So we had the word the, which was one of our tricky words, the, and TH is the. That is also a consonant sound. Okay? Alrighty. Now we're going to work on something called double letter spelling. So double letter spelling is kind of how it sounds. It's double the letter. So consonant sounds can be written with either a single letter or with two of the same letter. So we have the letter B. What does the letter B stand for? How does it sound? B, B. Very good. Now what about when we do this? There's two B's now. Whoops. I just made a mess of that. There's two B's. So this spelling is another way to say B. Two B's makes the same sound as B. So when we write bed, we have that B sound. And when we say ebb or ebe, you have two B's and it makes the same sound. So it makes the same sound as a single or a double letter spelling. So now I'm going to share some words that also have the double letter spelling that also mean the same as their single letter spelling. So we did bed and ebb. Now we're going to do d. So d and d. So let's see. So we can spell dog with a single D, and we can spell add, with two D's, and they make the same sound, right? Now let's try another letter. The letter F sounds like, well, so does the double letter F. So when we write fun, we have the in the single letter, but when we write the word stuff, it's still the same sound, right? Okay, let's try another one. This one is the sound g, g. with our G, but it also is the same with the double G. So we have get, like get away, g, g, or egg. Egg is the same sound as the beginning of get. All right, a few more. So now we have the letter L. Oh, so we have single L and double L, but they make the same sound. Oh, so when we write leg, leg, or bell, the oh, it makes the same sound. Okay, now we have the letters M. What does the letter M sound like? So we have a single M for mad, mad, or we have double M for the word comment. Like someone commented on my sweatshirt. Like they said something about it. That's what comment means. Let me rewrite it so you can see it better. Comment. Com is the same as mad. Okay, and let's do one more. So we have the letter S, which sounds like sit. So we have the word sit with a single sound of S. Then we have double S for dress. S. The same as this one. All right? You guys are rocking it. Okay, so now we are going to do something called the sound and how it's spelled. So let me get this off. So our sound is but it's spelled C-K. So here's our sound, and here's how it's spelled. So the letter K with our slashes, which is our slashes, sounds like K. And the letter C also sounds like K. So when we have C, it can sound like cat, right? What's another word that contains the K sound with C? Like we learned in the last lesson, cab. Cab, right? Now, what about the letter K? What sounds like K with the letter K? We could have kid, or kitten, kitten. Okay? Now, can you think of something that has CK written in it? Back. Let me show you one word. That one's tricky. So the CK makes the same sound as our K and our C. So when we put them together, it makes the same sound, like the word duck. The word duck has CK for the sound, right? Or stuck. Stuck. Our CK sounds like our K, right? So our spelling CK is like the double letter spellings that we just learned about. It never comes at the beginning of a word though. It's only at the end or in the middle of longer words. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna actually put some more words on. So another one for our CK is back. So we have our CK, which sounds like our K sound, back. And we also have thick, thick. Okay, sound good? All right, let's move on to our next part of our lesson. We are going to do a reading of the fish. So let me get to that book. It's going to be on my screen in just one moment. I gotta get there. Okay. Now let me share with you. Okay. The fish. This is a snapshot of Nat's fish. The fish swim and splash and munch on fish snacks. The cat can smell the fish. It can press on the glass. It can grab at the fish, but it cannot get them. Okay, so that's the end. It's a very short story, but it's a good one. Okay, so now I want you to go grab paper and a writing utensil like a pencil or a marker, whatever you can find, and come back here and we will answer some questions. So pause here and come back. Okay, hopefully by now you have grabbed your paper and pencil and we are going to get started on some questions. So the fish, we have our character Nat. Nat got, what did he get as a pet? Did he get 2 cats? Did he get one dog? Or did he get a fish? Which one did he get? That's right, he got a fish. A fish. Okay, now I'm gonna ask another question. The fish munch, which means eat, munch on a hot dog, chips, or fish snacks. What do the fish like to munch on? Fish snacks, that's right. So we're gonna write fish snacks. Okay. Now, I'm going to write a sentence on here, and I want you guys to write the sentence on your paper. Then I want you to write the answer to the question underneath it on your paper, okay? So the question is, can the cat smell the fish? Can the cat smell the fish? Take a moment and write the sentence down. You can pause if you want. Okay, now that you've written down your sentence, did the cat smell the fish? Can the cat smell the fish? You're going to write, if you haven't already, which you should have, the cat can smell the fish. Period. The cat can smell the fish. Okay? So take a moment. If you need to pause, you can pause here. And if not, I'm going to erase it and move on to the next sentence. Okay, so the next sentence is, can the cat get the fish? Take a minute and write the question, then write the answer. Okay, now that you've written this sentence, can the cat get the fish? You're going to write, no, the cat can't get the fish. Period. Okay? Take a minute and write your new sentence if you didn't already answer it, which you should have by now. But if you didn't, that's all right. So pause here if you need a minute. Otherwise, we are at the end. So I'm going to show you our checklist. Let's see if we did everything. Okay. Did we do a tricky word review? Yes. And what words did we do? We did the, we did a, and what was the other one we did? I can't remember the other one we did. The, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. That's okay, you guys know. Then we did our consonant sounds, which remember, our mouths open or closed partially with consonant sounds. That's right, they're partially closed or momentarily closed, as vowels are, our mouths are open, that's right. Now, what about double letter spellings? What did we learn about them? We learned that this B, a single letter, and a double B make the same sound. That's right. So sometimes when you see a double letter, it makes the same sound as a single letter. Okay? And did we do the sound and how it's spelled? We did, because we did the C, K, or we did the sound K and how it's spelled. Very good. And did we do our reading today? We did our reading of the fish, and we did some sentences. Very good. Okay, now I want to show your parents or guardian, babysitter, auntie, uncle, whoever's there, I want to show them a website that they can get some resources. So if you can give them to me for just a moment. Hello, parents, family, guardians, babysitter, caregiver, whoever you may be. I wanted to hop on and show you, I've done it one other time before, but I wanted to show you how to get to some resources that are all free from the lessons that we actually show on here. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so you go to Engage New York, which is ny.org. So it's up here in this corner if you need it. And you're going to go down to grade 1 English Arts. You'll click on that. Then you're going to go over to this curriculum map to Skills Strand. You're going to click on it and it'll have a drop down menu. And we, on our lessons, me and my partner, Mrs. Sophia, who you probably have seen before, are on Unit 1. And we'll let you know when we've switched to a different unit so you guys can come back and get these resources. So we're on Unit 1. And I wanted to show you, this is called the Big Book. And this has all the stories we've been reading out of it that have underlined tricky words, underlined funky spellings. So if you click on it, it'll take you to this, it's called Snapshots. And you hit this View PDF, and it'll pop up to this. And this is the beginning book that we've introduced this few lessons ago. And it goes through, and there's different stories, and it will give you the underlines of I, is, there's the, once, all of these, so you can practice these with your kiddo at home. And I'm 99% sure you can print this if you want to have that resource. But if we go back here and we go back one page to where we hit Big Book, you can also go to this workbook. This workbook will pull up some additional worksheets, as well as there's like some flashcards. There's some cutout sentence structuring things on there. If you'd like to do that, you'll click on this, and I'll just show you on my screen because I'm at our lesson. We're on sorry, I just had a blink. It just pulled my screen away. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to hit View PDF. So if you go to View PDF, for this lesson, we're on lesson 23. So you'll just scroll to lesson 23 in this workbook, but I'll just show you some examples. So there's some letter tracing you can do. You don't even have to follow the lesson we're on, but if you want to, that's where you'll find it. So there's some letter tracing, and I'll explain like what it is that what our goal is with doing these activities. And see, they have different like sentence structuring too. So that is an awesome resource that I hope you guys are able to use. Again, it's Engage, ENAGE, New York, NY.org. And we are grade 1, English Language Arts. And then you just click Unit 1. And we'll let you know when we switch units, so then you can follow along. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.